Hello everyone, welcome to the Geoecologist. I am Dr. Krishnanand, and in this session we are going to learn about Marxism and the concept of Marxist influence in geography. So how did this Marxist concept of dialectical understanding of spaces, historical materialism shaped the geographical thought? So let's understand it today's session. But before we go ahead, please like and subscribe to our channel and don't forget to share the videos with others as well. So now let's understand the concept of Marxism and how it influenced the geographical thought. So Marxism is about dialectical approach and historical materialism. Basically, these two words are often associated with the thinking of Karl Marx, whose work we now know by the name of Communist Manifesto. So what is this dialectical approach about? The word dialectical is having two, that is die. So there are two distinct important fragments of a total. So it basically means understanding a concept in duality or some kind of dualism which has a confrontation with each other, where one tries to dominate the other. So this is what we say is dialectical. So what is this dialectical approach? So this is about the development of human beings, the development of society. So this is about a social understanding or making a social theory of human development, the understanding of the development of society through history, how the material has shaped the history. So what is this material? This is about the resource, the access to resource. So who has got access to resource will be dominating, and who doesn't have access to resource, who doesn't have access to the material, that is will be dominated. So this kind of understanding and the developmental paradigm throughout the history was talked about in his work, that is Communist Manifesto. So let's understand Marxism. So it is centrally concerned with the ways in which production of space, place and landscape is implicated in the reproduction of specific social formations. So three words are there: space, place, landscape. Remember, space is a given framework in which human beings make their own niche out of that space. So that is called place, where human beings make that space into their own space. So that space is the made space, that is places which are made. So, and then the totality of understanding between this space and place, that is the landscape, that is between the interaction of human beings and nature. So these three things is implicated in the reproduction of social formations. Remember, the understanding the construct of these spaces, these places, these landscapes throughout the history has been shaping up the social formations, the societal understanding. So this theory, the Marxism, developed against the capitalistic mode of understanding of development of society. So capitalism is based on the economic man, the concept of profit maximization. So Marxism challenged it, Marxism contradicted it and said that it's important to understand the historical development of human beings based on the material, based on the production of how these spaces have shaped up. So that was important to Marxism. So the historical materialism of Marx is based on dialectic, the perpetual resolution of opposition, that is like rich and poor, developed and underdeveloped, scarcity and abundance. So similar kind of terminologies can be used as a resolution of opposition, in which each resolution produces its own contradiction. So remember, this contradiction is always there. So this was a dominant thought process of Karl Marx that led to a revolution in the social sciences. So let's understand further. So the work Communist Manifesto, as we see, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. So Communist Manifesto originally was related to the Manifesto of Communist Party in 1848 by German philosophers Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels were made. So it presents an analytical approach. So remember, this is not just an ideal approach, it is analytical approach to the class struggle, that is historical and then present, and conflicts of capitalism and the capitalist mode of production rather than prediction of communism's potential future forms. So it talked about the fallback or the issues related to what capitalism has done to the society. It talked about the struggles. So the first section of manifesto talks about bourgeois and proletarians. So these are two segments. So for example, we talked about the dual concepts, the dualisms in the Marxism concept. So the first was this idea of bourgeois and proletarians. So who's a bourgeois? A bourgeois is a person who has access to resources, who controls it, who controls the working class. And who's the working class? The proletarians. So the proletarians is the working class engaged in important means of production. So that's why the controller is the bourgeois and the control is the proletariat. And there is a continuous conflict that is happening. So remember, because of the oppression of these bourgeois, of these proletariats, there is a minority and a majority conflict also happening. So these were the arguments made in the works of Marx and Engels. So what was the major concern of this idea? The major concern was to highlight and analyze the issues of uneven development, social justice and inequality as a result of what? Division and exploitation of labor, which was largely related to capitalistic mode of production. So Marxist geography insists on what? Value-free inquiry. Now remember, if this statement is given and you have to analyze it, what is this value-free inquiry? This value basically is what? It's basically beliefs, ideas, customs, religion, etc. So these are what human values are there. So Marxist geography says no. Remember, it does not give any importance to these social values. It talks about what? It talks about social processes which originate spatial appearances, in turn forms an input into continuing social processes. It does not talk about these values. It talks about value-free inquiry into the processes. So basically, spaces which are constructed and reconstructed through the interaction of society. And when society has this class struggle going on, so accordingly this space will be shaped up. So that will be the Marxist spaces that we say. So Marxism is a form of a realism that seeks to relate the empirical world of appearances, what is visualized through empiricism, through experiences, to a set of infrastructural determinants that are largely economic processes. So economic processes are supposed to be the building blocks of those spaces, places and landscape according to the Marxist geographers. So Marxism and Marxist geography attempted to provide a powerful theoretical and political base for resistance. Remember this important statement that it provided a powerful theoretical and political base for resistance to the dominance of the capitalist imperatives or individuals. So that was important, and its goal is based on Marx's humanism. So Marx talked about a humanism where human beings cannot be exploited by other human beings. So according to the concept of Marx, there has to be a humanistic understanding of human beings within themselves. So Marx argued that people are alienated by capitalistic system. So what happens in a capitalistic system? One exploits the other, which is not supposed to happen in terms of the concept of humanism. So where we see that proletariat is exploited, that's why human dignity removed through process of selling its labor. That is the major part of what we see in the capitalistic mode of production. So it was critiqued in the Marxism. To restore this dignity that is being lost due to the exploitation of the capitalist. So to restore this dignity and to give individuals full control over self and dignity, that is destiny, capitalism must be overthrown and replaced by communism. So this argument was given by the works, the ideologies of Marx and Engels, which was now coming to every discipline. So geography also had this kind of idea that what we say is the production of spaces is resultant of this capitalism basically. So where one is exploiter through historical understanding and one has been always exploited. So we need to remove this system so that people can live with dignity. So that was the idea of production of newer spaces based on communism rather than capitalism. So further we see that Marxists argued that positivistic model, again we see what happened, the quantification, the positivism. So positivistic spatial analysis was flawed in character. In what ways? In three basic ways. First was that geographers might map urban segregation social patterns according to what? Class, race. But they never interrogate something. What is that? The political and economic process that led to this segregation. So that was one flaw that he was pointing out. Then spatial science sought to identify the most efficient locations for factories, as we see in industrial location theory, then again Cristaller's central place theory and other theories, that location was important, ideal location and their efficient locations. So factories, supermarkets, social services. So they were only talking about what? The efficient locations. They did not talk about somebody is being exploited or somebody is exploiting. So this kind of relationship was overlooked by the positivist thinkers. Then universal spatial laws of the sort sought by positive spatial analysis is a misnomer. It basically means that it is false and very different spatial arrangements are obtained in different societies. So there is nothing which is universal spatial laws that was being promoted by the positivists. So this also, like behavioralism and other isms that we study, Marxism also ran as a counter-revolution in geographical thought where it challenged the positivistic mode. As it said that positivistic or the quantitative mode of understanding of space gives impetus to capitalistic spaces. So that was why it was criticized. So Marxist philosophy basically says that economic classes and private property are main cause of historical change. Then these two factors determine how the man and environment relationship will be shaping up the given space. So what we see here is that Marxist geographers conceive the territorial structures essentially reflecting the prevailing socio-spatial dialectics. So it was always about this dialectic. It was always about this interaction or the involvement of these two factors, which was dialectic in nature. So in explaining the man-environment relationship, the Marxist geography has also failed. What happens? Why it failed? Because the main criticism against Marxist geography was that it reduces man as a cog in a machine who is governed by space. So it talked about as if man had no control over this kind of change. It had just one role to be just revolved in that society. So it was talked as a cog in a machine and is not able to change the space through his mind and thinking process. So this was one of the weaknesses in Marxist geography. Then to develop economy in society and to maintain ecology in environment, the Marxist approach could not, remember what it could not? Give the desired results. And that's why it has been criticized by scholars all over the world, that it talks about a very ideal kind of situation where only this duality, this dialectic understanding of space exists. There is no third front. So this was criticized later on in the further theories that we study. So now, when we have learnt about the idea of Marxism in geography and various concepts related to it, in the lectures to come, we are going to learn furthermore about radicalism, structuralism, humanism and several other concepts. So stay tuned, stay safe and all my best wishes.